Battlefield, thanks.
Okay.
Not even supernatural forces will keep me from offering quality merchandise. Come, my friend! Feel free to peruse my wares.
Being dead is annoying enough, but now there are demons and magicians tearing up the place. Could you do something about that? Thanks.
I've never been a fan of people who punch down, and that's just what the Magians are doing to the local.
Are you here to deal with Solomon Grundy? I sure hope so. We'll never get a moment of rest until he's gone.
Felix Faust has turned his lackeys loose, and the people of Kaznia City are their targets. You can help. Save the locals from the minions of Faust.
I'm going to take you out.
Great job with the giant zombie. Some of the other spirits thought you wouldn't come through, but I believed in you.
Be gone!
You will never defeat me.
I am at peace. Once again.
I am at peace once again.
I was just so...
We cannot be stopped.
I was just so angry. Thank you.
Your efforts are wasted.
You shall pay for this.
You will never defeat
We went to Mars.
Thank you for this. I can finally rest.
Sorry, just trying to make a joke.
Yeah, I didn't actually hear you.
I thought that was the next week.
What next week?
I said we went to Mars.
Or is that the next election Elon Musk becomes president?
Technically, he can't.
Now I can rest. Thank you, stranger.
Oh, okay. So that's the same thing as Arnold Schwarzenegger becoming president. Therefore, a movie that had the Schwarzenegger presidential library would come true.
Right?
Sure, yeah, we'll go with that.
On behalf of the local spirits, I'm here to say nice work.
I guess I should have specified the we wasn't like as in us here, but like as in like United States. With the rate that they're going and cleaning house, man. Jesus.
So the only thing that I would like to see them do that they haven't done, well, there would be a lot of things, but one thing that I would like to see them do, but I don't know, I don't think they have the back to do it. I think it's Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna happen. But
We're beating around the
it
bush
would be
and say it.
just like revolutionize our medical system. You know, to where it's not controlled by big pharma anymore.
Yeah, there's one thing of
Fantastic.
cleaning up the government, and there's another thing of taking on big pharma.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, they haven't really gone after Medicare or Medicaid. Not yet.
But it would be nice if they
Do not interfere.
Also, another way to make healthcare better is make all the politicians have Medicaid and Medicare. And the Medicaid and Medicare would be really
Stopped
good.
a couple of weirdos in robes trying to stuff a girl into a van
That
last
would
night.
fix everything.
I tried to interrogate them,
Well, one of the
but
things
all
that
they'd say
a
is,
lot of
"We
normal
are
people
agents of
want
the
is
real
all the
power in this
politicians
city."
to be on the same type
Kinda
of
thinking
medical
goons in
coverage
wizard
as everyone
costumes
else
don't
instead of
work
their
for the
own
royal family,
private,
so
free.
looks like I got a
Oh
mystery to
yeah,
solve.
that's what I just.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear the
No one looked.
We cannot be stopped.
Thanks for the help. They almost had me. I think these cultists are behind the killings. They would have got me too if you hadn't stepped in.
Because and I don't find the fault with the doctors or the nurses. I find the fault in our
I'm
the
used to
healthcare
dealing with
system,
gangsters
like
and crooked
with
cops
big
snorting
pharma and
magic
health
check.
insurance.
If they take the extra check, it's just how everybody else does it. Then they're as guilty as everybody else. They tried that in the military. The military, hey, I'm just following orders. No, you can still be brought up on charges for just following orders.
Yep.
Can be.
Magical cultists.
Yeah.
I bet
Generally
Batman
are.
doesn't have to deal with trash like this.
But I think that because I think generally speaking, like I don't know, I feel like so there are doctors that just think doctors just because of like the pay and you know like the money wise and the job security and you know it's like a normal profession and stuff. But I think the majority of reasons
A fresh soul for chaos.
Do not interfere, mortal.
But yeah, I think that they have a lot of faith.
Be gone, pest!
From giving you the best care possible. And also just like timing.
Interloper!
You know, unless you get your own practice, it's a little hard. So yeah, that's why I would I feel like that will be the last.
One of them said they were avenging their dead.
stick
Like
up
I
there
killed them.
because
Which I didn't.
But they already...
One step at a time. You need to clear out the bureaucrats first and correct all that.
Yeah.
And you can handle
The
everything else.
lifetime politicians.
Right,
Yeah,
but at least
yeah.
RFK's in there now, and he'll be snooping around. Get a head start on it.
Yeah. I hope. I'll see what he does. Like, I hope he's
The
okay.
world falls to chaos.
A fresh soul. Be gone.
My guess he's gonna
Like,
start
I
first
hope-
on the food stuff, because if you
Yeah,
fix
which
the-
is huge in
right.
itself, right?
we're eating healthier, we won't need the doctors as
Falls
much.
to chaos.
Well, yeah,
the same type of
like,
ingredients
that's-
that like Canada and Europe are getting.
yeah, you know, and
No
like and it'd be-
different recipes.
Yeah, and I think that'd be great too. Like our diet drinks don't have protein in it anymore, right? That's better crap.
Well, my understanding is he's not taking anything away as far as like he's gonna give you the option, but healthier food would be more accessible, and that'll be what they lean towards. Like he's not getting rid of Diet Coke and McDonald's, but the healthier
No, you love
food.
Diet Coke too much.
I hate that. I know it has like a cult following, but like, I I'm all about taste, guys, and like I don't know how. I mean,
Yeah, if you're all about taste, then how can you drink Diet Coke?
I don't. Let me. Exactly. Like I'm all about taste, and so I don't know how anyone would be like Diet Coke tastes better than Coke Zero because like it does not. It does not in any way, shape, or form. Like Coke Zero almost tastes just like regular Coke, except it's got that diet taste to it at the end. But it tastes very. It's the closest Diet Coke. It's the closest Diet Coke to the original flavors that we've ever had in the street. It is nasty. I agree. I'm just saying that Coke Zero.
Oh, it's Coke Zero. They both taste like shit.
Yeah, but Coke Zero tastes
they both
better.
taste like Jack and shit, and Jack left town. There we go.
They do, but what I'm saying, regardless, like Coke Zero still tastes
gone, pest!
The world succumbs to chaos.
Food.
I like both of those.
Do not interfere, mortals.
Like McDonald's Coke, like oh my gosh, they need to put that.
It is playing everything because like living here in the South, everybody drinks tea.
Thanks for the help. They almost had me. I think these cultists are behind the killings. They would have got me too if you hadn't stepped in.
All over the world, people like to drink coffee in the morning to get up, but to me, tea and coffee have the exact same negative effect on my tongue. I can't spit it out fast enough. I even tried one night. I was like, fuck, I'm tired. I don't want to go all the way to the kitchen to get something to drink. Just take these meds right quick. Here, fuck it. Give me your coffee. I could not. No. I was like, man, I could use that boost every morning. Fuck it, everybody does it. No, I can't even acquire it.
Wow.
No, it's my tongue. And then my tongue was like, dude, motherfucker, you do that one more time, I'm leaving.
From my dad taught me from being in the Navy, take a little dash of salt.
Value your ketchup. I'm sorry, value your condiments, because when the condiments go, you know it's bad.
Well,
that's what he taught you, right?
He taught me a lot of things, but the one related to coffee was just a little pinch of salt, and it evens it right out if it's really bitter.
If you really need the coffee that bad and just can't do without it, grade 5. You want the espresso jolt in the morning? Don't brew it, just take them coffee crystals, put a little scoop in the mouth, just a little scoop. Like a spoon. Put it in the mouth, do it like some dip, you're good to go. Don't do it all the time because then you get the dip gum. Yeah, no.
I'm guessing it came about because of during World War II, you didn't get a lot of fresh coffee, so you're probably reusing grounds a lot.
Sure, that sounds
good. I just prefer orange juice.
Yeah, that sounds good. Chocolate milk.
Oh, orange juice. I mean, chocolate milk is my favorite once in a while, but I definitely can drink it.
I drink a gallon of it every 2 days.
Do you really? Wow. Oh,
pain is chaos.
So go ahead, this goes right back to the coffee and that. I have never, ever thought, man, I can't wait to get home and get a ice cold.
Magical cultists.
Just one more ever.
I bet
Wait,
Batman
what?
doesn't have to deal with trash like
ice
this.
cold
I think I'd
beer,
rather deal
or
with
did you say
killer
coffee?
clowns and
Because my
rhythm
brain
junkies
heard
than
beer.
these guys.
Beer? Really?
Beer.
I don't like beer. I mean, I'll drink beer to get drunk. Yeah, sure. But I don't, yeah.
I mean,
and Budweiser,
I can't stand
king of beers. I'm like, all right, let me try that. Oh my God, that's the most bitter shit ever.
I know.
Which beer?
Bud.
Every beer, like...
To me, Budweiser's like, if you had, I don't know, I just feel like when I drink a Budweiser, it's like, if you go down to the grocery store and you go to the end cap of the B quality, crappiest junk that they could sell, that would be Budweiser.
I really have no
See,
idea.
I
what
like
smells
IPAs, hoppier beers, so like Yingling, and then we have this just across state line in New York. There's a brewery company called Southern Tier, and they make some really nice 2X IPA. It's really good.
I don't know. I find a hard time believing that any beer tastes good because any beer that I've ever smelled in my entire life smells absolutely disgusting. And everyone I've ever asked, they've said beer tastes just like it smells. And I'm like, oh, that's so gross.
Newcastle. It's an ale.
Usually I like Coors Light, but you know, that's what my wife always liked, and I just got used to it. But did I come home?
Yeah, you
Did I
just
sit
showing
at
your
work
age
all
at that
day?
point, man. You know, because that Coors used to be a, the 70s thing. After,
Budweiser was always the thing. It wasn't until like the 90s that Coors Light started being a thing.
70s, believe it or not.
I'm just saying, I mean,
Smoking the Bandit.
I've drank
Bravo!
Yingling, I've
You
drank
saved
all
a
of them. In
lot of
fact, I don't
people and
understand
sent
all these
Faust
fucking
a message. Leave the
breweries
locals
that,
alone,
microbreweries
or
that have popped up
else.
everywhere, and how people gotta go test all these different beers. They all just taste like shit, no matter which way you're tasting it. I mean,
We have a place down the road from me called Nostrovia's. It's he makes his own beer, and he does like different seasonally he'll have different things like there's a grapefruit one he has. There's like a not an apple cider, but it kind of like almost like an apple and blueberry. So he'll like mix fruits with it, and then he has like a coffee beer. And
so he makes it taste not like a beer at all.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
But ultimately, the end game.
That's what I'm saying. Like he makes it to where it doesn't even taste like beer, right?
Right. And he has like a peanut butter one. Oh man, when that one's out, it's like, oh, it's awesome.
I like what I like Abuelita. That's good.
Give me a sec, guys. Kate just got home.
This on-demand patching takes a long time. Because I'm like, what? Fly towards the surface of the ice sphere. Right? Very well. I'll do that. I'm so tired of the Delta story arc, guys.
Just grind it out.
I am. I'm on I think I've got like 3 left. Well, I'm on takedown. So I'm almost done. It's there. I can see the finish line, but it's horrible still.
Oh, don't you just wish it was the old Delta storyline?
No, I don't know. Is that even worse? Let's not do that.
They took a lot out.
Did they? Thank God. Hey, do you guys like the new XP outfit? I like it. I think it looks kind of cool. It's not bad for a free outfit.
Haven't looked at it.
Definitely better than any Kunai outfit we have. Not a fan of Klingon outfits. Sorry. Well, maybe this would be a little different. Is it still the same storyline though? God?
Yeah, they
the
just have us
original
running all over the damn place for a bunch of stupid shit.
So still the same storyline, nothing new. I did see Admiral Janeway there. I don't remember her last time. It's been years since I've done this mission. So I have enough to buy a ship, but from the leftover Zen I have,
David.
You're getting a new ship soon anyway.
Oh, did you say save it? Did you say save
Yep.
it? Yeah. I was thinking about use it too early to get the other get the advanced ship unlocked and still do that, but still do the every day that way, still get more credit. But I don't know. Speaking. Well.
Just save it. Just because it's in your wallet doesn't mean you have to spend it. Save it.
Yeah, you don't have to let it burn a hole in your...
Man, so what do you guys think of the new Big Bad? Everyone's done the episode now, right?
Who? What?
From the new episode, the Ethereans.
Goddamn long.
Well, I know, but like
Pointless and long. That's what I think of it.
no, but I meant about the people, the Ethereans.
Sounds like they have agenda.
Well, I mean the fact that they're like Iconians that use Borg technology. What?
Iconians that merged with Borg. Get your story right. There's a difference.
Oh yeah, merged.
There you go.
Were they Iconians? I thought they were.
No, yeah, they're Iconians. That's what we find out in the storyline.
I thought it was
They're
another
actually-
species of Iconian or something.
Dimensional Iconian.
I mean, they're not our Iconians from the
Yeah,
Prime
okay, that's
universe.
cool. They were different dimensions. That's right. Yeah, they're gonna wear this multi-dimension bullshit out.
You mean they haven't already?
I mean, Avengers came out with it to introduce new characters. I get that, or to replace older characters. They didn't want to pay full money anymore. But damn, everything got to be multi-dimensional now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's how
Popular
DEI
thing,
took
multiverse,
over.
man.
DEI took over the same way that these movies do. It's like one company goes, "Hey, they did something and made money. Do that same thing. Oh, look, we're making money." And then the next thing you know, every fucking body's doing it that way. And then that's how you break the cycle, because somebody does something new and people are like, "I'm tired of that. Yeah, this is cool." And then that's gone. That's yesterday's news, and everybody's on this. That's what I always said was the worst problem with America was we are a perpetual trend country.
Lazy.
It's like the last few days I was talking to people and they're like, we're so bad about trends that like 5 years ago could have been the get your finger cut off trend. And then finally people, next year it was, oh, don't do that, wash your hands. And then in 10 years later it's, hey, I cut part of my finger off, and now that trend's back again. And because they done forgot that just a couple of years ago there was a trend where people cut their finger off, and now they're sticking 3 fingers instead of 4, but they can't remember why they only have 3 instead of 4. But
We'll just blame the FDA because, they put all that extra stuff in the food. There we go.
well, my favorite one is, does anybody remember what happened in 2019 that was a social phenomenon?
COVID?
Happened for about 6 months. No, 2019. Before COVID. This happened.
Yeah.
So that what killed me, the reason it's just stuck in my mind was because it was so gross and nasty. It wasn't something that was paying our bills. It wasn't something that made me stay up at night. It's just when I kept seeing it, it was just gross and fucking nasty. But what reason it stuck in my mind was only 3 months later, if you didn't wear a mask, you were going to kill us all. And I was like, really? So in 2019, it was the Lick Challenge. Does anybody remember the Lick Challenge?
Oh, and the Tide Pods.
Yeah. Well,
iPods?
It started with a girl that went to the grocery store. Her friend filmed her. She grabbed a bucket of ice cream, pulled the top off, licked it, put the top back on, and next thing you know,
Yeah.
fucking, it's licking toilet seats, licking the arm rails on the escalators, it's all kind of shit, right? For 6 fucking months. And then all of a sudden COVID comes and it's like, wear a mask or you're gonna kill us all. And I'm like, wait a minute, you just had your tongue in a toilet. You're worried about me wearing a fucking mask? But by January 21, nobody remembered the licking. And I was actually talking to a guy today, and he was like, well, that must have been in your circles. I was like, dude, it was in the news, it was in movies, it was all over the TV, it was all over social media, it was everywhere. How did you not see it? Oh, that's right, it was 6 years ago. You completely don't even remember it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, because the licking continued even kind of after COVID, I remember. Because people got COVID from the licking.
I may have heard of it, but like it didn't affect my life, so I didn't really pay attention to it.
That's what I said. It wasn't like it affected anybody's life or anything. It was just every time we turned around, they were like, "Oh, hey, look, they're challenging to lick the toilet." I'm like, what? Or they're licking the like. There's one video where the kid, you know how like you go to the grocery store and the frozen section's got those glass doors. He licks like 5, like puts his tongue out and just runs down 5 doors, and we're all like, "What the fuck?" You know, like. Don't you have parents? They don't teach you science in school anymore? Like washing your hands, you know, things like germs. I mean, come on.
Hey, the answer is real simple. Forrest Mama said, "Stupid is, stupid does," and Forrest repeated, "Therefore, stupid is, stupid does." Yep.
Yeah, no, they totally know better. Just like that kid knew better not to be a type.
I mean, don't get me wrong. When you do something every day for a living, after many years, you can't unsee it because that's what you do every day. So I'm in the trend business. I've always been in the trend business. My job was to keep up with what the manufacturers are coming out with this year and what to tell you and how to sell it to you this year, because next year it'll be all new products and the new trend will come. And, you know, and it drove me crazy because my city always ran about a year behind. Oh, I like that. You got any more? No, that was last year's. And they don't have them anymore. Now this is this year's. Oh, I like that. And then next year, oh, I like that. Oh, god damn it.
At least your city had trends. Your city had trends.
Every city has trends.
I wanted to get my, well, I think I told you about like my fiasco trying to get my Windows. I wish you were near, so I would have just went to you and had you do it. Like my I had to go like so far away to get my Windows tinted. Crazy. But now since COVID, like
if you're in Pensacola, dude, there's an awesome 3M dealer in town, and they've been open since 1972, I believe it is. And the girl that runs it is like one of the fucking hottest girls in my life I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot. That girl was so badass. You know why she was so badass at 27? She had a 40-year-old vice president of IBM as her date that night.
Where is she? Do you know what the name of her? Still.
No, visually I remember what she looks like, but I just know her dad started that place in '72. She was born years later. That's all she's ever known. You know, like running a business and other stuff, because she's beautiful as fuck. I mean, I'm not lying when I say, when you see her, you'll be like, oh my god, my eyes burned out. I'm sorry. Make sure you got sunglasses or something on, like where you can only see her a little at a time, because it may be overloaded. Trust me. I couldn't understand. You know, he even told me when we were at the bar that night. He goes, "Dude, you guys got a really cool setup here." You know, I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "No, seriously." You know. So we got talking about AI, and I just kind of threw it out there. You guys have heard how I believe in AI, but at the same time, it's so super fucking dangerous at the end of everything we know. And I laid it all out there, and he was like, "Well, I'm impressed." And I was like, "Yeah, cool." He goes, "No, coming from me. I mean, that means something." I'm like, "Okay." So when he whipped out his IBM vice president credentials, and yeah, that meant it. He was telling me about Watson. That was the 2017, the year they were bringing out Watson.
I'll be right back and take the dogs out.
I'll have to check, because since since COVID, there's like, we used to have several like shops, but since COVID, now we only like. I know when I checked.
As far as I know, she's in Pensacola. Her dad started that business, but he died Let's see, 17, so that would have been what, 8? I think it was about 10, 15 years ago he died. No, it couldn't have been 15. So somewhere around 10, 12 years ago he died, and she took over the company, and that's why she was there at the 3M dealer conference when we were, doing it that year. And she's a prestige dealer, so I'm a prestige dealer. There's only 332 of us in the country, and their company did really well in Pensacola because it's such a big ass city. I might be able to find out real quick. Hold on. What is your zip code?
So my zip code is 32504. Yeah, I was gonna Google it after I get on permission.
So it looks like there's a precision glass tinting and northwest Florida window tinting. Wait a minute, they're in Fort Walton. Let's see, that's in Foley, Alabama. Goddamn Mississippi. I'll have to make a phone call tomorrow.
I used to be stationed in that area at Eglin Air Force Base. As soon as I heard you say Fort Walton.
Well, he's in Pensacola. That's when I started saying that, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, I was saying Fort Walton.
Yeah, that's about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yep, good night, John Boy.
Who's leaving? Good night. Who's leaving?
No, he's Fort Walton. John Boy? Man, come on. Breadcrumbs.
Okay.
You were down in Tyndall at the Redneck Riviera. So,
I've been at Tyndall as well for NCOA.
When's the last time you were at Tyndall?
Last time I was there, 2016.
You know it got deleted off the map, right?
Yeah. I had one of my buddies that was stationed there at the time.
That was fucking crazy. I even showed some of the new buildings they had built there, just gone. The crazy thing was Panama City, just to the left of it, right, took the full brunt too. And when they showed the aerial photos, there were 9 houses right around the canal, and there's a red house, and it turns out I know who owns that house. He pulled it up and he said, that's my house right there. And he was like, it didn't get, it got tore up, it didn't get removed. I mean, because if you look, there was just vacant lots everywhere, no house.
It just got deleted.
They got delete key, but his just got tore fuck up, and in a way he was like, damn, I wish I got blown away because now we got to deal with all this shit.
Yeah, because basically, I mean, so I have Huber Optic, right? And it's doing great, but it's just the driver, inside the driver window, the inside, it finally, I've had this tint on for like over 10
Are
years.
they still even around?
Huber Optic? I think so.
I'd actually forgotten that name until you just said it.
Yeah.
They were the only ones that were supposedly competition to our crystalline, but...
Right, yeah. Because when I got it, you're like, wow, yeah, because you told me, you said, oh, you did your research. I said, you're so good. But you know what? The only thing I wish I would have went ahead and did, and I didn't because it costed as much as the entire job. But if I ever do that again, if I ever get like really good window tinting again, I'm definitely gonna get the clear one for the front windshield too. Like, otherwise, because it's just like half a job. Like, you have all the other windows, but like everything else still is coming.
Well, so the problem has been that since the beginning of Windows 10 in 1966, it has been 50 states federally illegal to tint the windshield, and every state has a law against tinting the windshield. The only gray area is the fact that the federal government said the windshield can be 70%. And so that sets a primer so that the state can come in and say, well, 70 is fine and all, but here in Georgia, we'll let you go down to 30, or down in Florida, we'll let you go down to 20, or in Texas, we'll let you go to 20. 3/4 of this country is pretty much 30. Some states up north, like Illinois, won't let you tint the 2 front doors. You can do whatever you want to the back doors and back. Cars, trucks, it don't matter. Here in Georgia, we make you do 30 on everything. So if it's a truck, van, or SUV, you can do 30 on the 2 front doors. You can do whatever you want on the backside and back, because guess what? There's no federal primer on the backsides and back of a truck, van, or SUV. Because if you look at a car chassis, it says no window shall be darker than 70% visible light transmission on any window on a car. On a truck, it is the windshield and window to the left and right of the driver. Of course, this law was created in 1929, went into effect in 1930, so it's almost 100 years old. And I'm telling you right now, I'm really worried that over the next few years, the electric car companies are going to push, especially with frickin' Elon in there now, that they're going to push to finally let the factories produce the glass smoke from the factory, and let them take it down to 30 from the factory. Now, when you see a truck, van, or SUV, people think that that's tint because it's smoke, but it's not. It's color. It's dye. That's all it is dye. And so there's no polyester on there. So when you go get your windows tinted, remember, what did he tell you? 99% ultraviolet protection, right? Well, that's because the polyester blocks 99% of the ultraviolet. Well, factory glass doesn't have polyester, it just has dye. So whether you're sitting in the front seat in the clear window or sitting in the back seat behind the tinted window, if you're going on a trip, both people are getting eat up just as much. The only difference will be that the person in the back seat doesn't have to squint their eyes as much. Factory glass and us window tinters are 2 totally different animals for kind of the same finished product. In the 1988, GM, Chrysler, Ford, and PPG all decided to get together and say, hey, you're already making glass for us. What if we just made it smoke from the word go? Yeah, that sounds cool. Well, we need to figure out how to do all that. Okay, well, let's do it. They put $110 million together, and they were going to do a 10-year project from 1990 to 2000. But in 1998, they closed the facility down because it took, in roughly 8 years, they got all the numbers they needed and closed the factory down, took the numbers to the big factories, and started producing it. So the difference is us window film tinters, we take a film of polyester and, like a giant bumper sticker, attach it to your window. Light travels through it.
I actually need a replacement tint for my front windshield on my truck.
The strip at the top, or did you get the whole thing done?
What's that?
Just the strip at the top, or did you get the whole thing done?
It's starting to be a little wavy, I guess, from old age. All the times it was sun cycled.
The glue's starting to fail.
Yeah, I got pretty decent vision that I notice it, and it's bothering me more and more.
That's another problem with tinting a windshield versus any other window in your car, is that you always look out of the windshield. Hell, you'll actually look at the windshield. A bug hits it and you look at the, focus on the windshield. When you look out of a side window, you never look at the window. You look through the window at what you're trying to see. Is anything coming? You look out your mirror, you look through the back window. You don't look at your back window and go, oh, hey, look, you look through it at something. So there's some things that people don't understand when they say, hey, can you tint my windshield? And I say, well, and they go, how's it going? And I say, it's a little nerve-wracking, and they don't really understand. And I'm like, yeah, I have to make damn sure this window turns out right, because you see a speck, you're not going to unsee it. I had one that just was so fucking annoying. So I have this kind of customer that I jokingly just want to kill, I say that jokingly, and you'll get it real quick. Like when they bring the car back 2 weeks later and they say, hey, can you come out here and look at my tent? I think there's a spot in here. And then they get down on a knee and they look at an angle and they tell me that at 3:30 to 4 o'clock you can see that. I'm like, I just want to knock your fucking head off. You know, like.
Yeah, I took my car in to get inspected last year, and the jackasses cut my tint on my windshield.
They cut it.
They cut it. They scraped it up pretty good, getting the sticker off, and then they're like, "Well, we messed it up. We're gonna have to cut it to put the sticker on."
That's not
was it the whole windshield, or was it just the strip?
Right where the inspection sticker goes.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
bottom
like,
left.
did you have the whole windshield tinted, or did you just
the whole windshield came to me tinted.
Yeah, luckily we don't have inspections anymore. North Carolina does, and North Carolina has been the bane of the Southeast because North Carolina is film, glass, and everything can't be darker than 35%. Well, that's kind of fucked when you put a 35 on there, and then factor in a 70% glass, you're going to be 29, 30. But North Carolina, see, this is what's always killed me about government: the ability to not know what the fuck you're doing and still pass something, and everybody go, yeah,
right.
Yep.
You know nothing about the topic, but you're gonna make a law.
So, like, a perfect example, in 1989, they were like, you know, we need to set some laws. People are starting to tint their tent windows really dark, and you know, it could be dangerous or some shit. You know, we need to tent light. Okay, so then they decide, all right, well, we'll make it 35% plus or minus 3. Okay, well, let's just dig in a little deeper here. So there are 5 companies in the world that make tint. There are 3 shades. There are 35, 20, and 5. You would like 35 on the windshield. I mean, 35 as the limit, excuse me, on these windows. It can't be any darker than 35. So you said make it 35 plus or minus 3. Now, nobody gave a fuck about 38. They want to get dark, so they subtract the 3. That's where the 32 number comes from.
The higher percentage is the darker it is, right?
The lower.
Okay.
100. If you roll the window down, 100% of the light comes in.
So it's how much is available left?
So if you put limo tint on, as you heard, is 5%. It blocks 95% of the light, letting in 5%. So 5% of the moon, 5% of the stars, 5% of somebody not really well lit rocking down the road. That's why when you put 5 on a car, you can't really see out of it. You could put a mirror on the other side and shine a flashlight at it, and only 5% makes it in, hits the mirror, and only 5% of that 5% makes it out. So
yeah, take care of the kitties. Be right back. Go ahead, son.
So Georgia decides to do it, and a few other states decide to do it. And this is, again, I don't know for sure, but after I tell you, I guarantee you're going to agree with me. So they come out with this, look, we want you to put this shade on. Now, me, on the end user, I'm putting film on the car. And even worse, the next guy down the line is going to be the actual cop that pulls you over, right? And he's going to have to meter it. He's going to have to be like, well, you know, my law book says you can only be a certain shade here. Yep. And, you know, I pulled you over because it looks like it's darker than that. And it may have just been a darker interior. You know, it's an illusion anyway. When you look into a car, the lighter the interior, the more light bounces out, and the darker the interior, more stays in. So you put a light shade on a black interior, and that looks like limo tint. You put it on you could put, like I did today, put 20% on a tan interior, and it just looks like light smoked windows because that tan interior is glowing so goddamn much, you see right through the windows and see the seats and the door panels and everything else.
Right.
So they decide, and this is where I'm going with this. So they decide, well, how are we going to do this? How's the cop going to be able to know whether it's legal or not? So some dumbass, I mean, this is all speculation, okay? This is Saad just thinking this shit in his head because of how he had to deal with it for 35 years. Okay. Actually, it wasn't actually that long. It was actually 7 years, but the law has been in effect for 35. So you know how they've been saying, oh, you know, you're letting all these illegal immigrants in, and American is not the constitutional language. No, but there is a term that people keep leaving the fuck out, which is called the preferred language. And that preferred is not some little statement like, you know, I would like for you to do that. No, the word preferred means this is what you use. So the preferred method of detection in the state of Georgia was the bioptic meter. Sounds technical, don't it? But really and truly, all it was, remember how I said at the time there were 5 films and there were 3 shades, 35, 20, and 5. How do you make them that dark? You put dyes in there. You put X amount of dye and it gets so dark. You put more dye and it gets darker, right? Okay, simple. So what do? They take business cards and they take the 35 dye and coat the card with the 35 dye. And then they use a screen printer and they screen print a big ass 35 on this card using 20. Now, this gives you a light gray background with a dark gray 35. The idea is that if you pull somebody over with 35 on and you put the card in behind there, you will be able to read the 35 number because it is darker than the film, so you'll still be able to read it. The background will blend with it, and the 35 you can read. Okay, but if you put it behind 20 or obviously 5, it's just going to blend and you can't see the card. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds like you must have been in an office with fluorescent lighting with a couple different pieces of glass in your hand, and you stuck it behind there and went, ha, this is what we'll do. However, you didn't test it in the real world. So tonight at 2:15, when somebody gets pulled over for DUI and they notice that the tent looks awfully dark and they go to try to check it and they go, well, I use my flashlight and it's shining, I can see the 35. Or even yet, he gives you a ticket because it's too dark, and you show up on a bright sunny day and the bailiff goes out there with the meter and goes, oh, I can read it. It really was 20, but it was so fucking bright you can still read 35. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Some wonderful engineer sitting in an office with fixed lighting designed the stupid fucking card. So the following year, and this is 1990, the preferred method of detection, well, Laser Labs comes out later that year going, hey man, we can make you a meter. You just slide it over the edge, push the button, you'll shoot a laser through a visible meter on the other side to tell you what it is. Well, sounds great. Georgia goes, no, we got our buy of the card market. Okay. South Carolina goes, yeah, you know what? That sounds good. And I will even give credit to South Carolina because South Carolina went, okay, so like if we put 35 on these windows, what's that going to end up being? What's the net effect of that? You know, like if we put 35 gross on there and 35, you got the factory windows. Some are a little lighter, some are a little darker, but they can't be any darker than 70. But some of them are just some glass. Some of them they did put a little touch of, you know, like that Coke bottle green. Okay. So let's test that. So they were like, you know, in some cases it was as low as 27. In some cases, you know, putting 35 on all these different cars. It's based on the brand, the window, you know, like the brand of film, the brand of the car and its glass. Some glasses look a little different than others. They're not all the same. And so they were like, you know what, as long as it says 26 on that meter or higher, then you're good. Which kind of makes sense. As long as it even said, 21 or higher, you should have been fine. Because, you know, if the next film is 20, then you couldn't have been 21, right? Because you would have either been a 35 film or a 20 film. And a 20 film minus the glass is actually 14.715, right? So if you were 21 or higher, guess what? You could have only been one film. But no, they were like 35 plus or minus 3. So South Carolina goes, okay, well, our preferred method of detection is the laser meter. So their law goes into effect in 91. And they're not having any problems. 1997... our government's like, or Georgia is like, you know, this shit has been so hit and miss. We give him a ticket on a rainy day, he came in on a sunny day, or he got a ticket on a sunny day, came in on a rainy day. The damn meter's never right. We never know if it's right or wrong. We'd like to do what some of these other states have been doing. So in 1997, Laser Labs started selling Georgia the preferred method of detection, the laser meter. And I ordered one. I still got it to this day. Works great. And, that became the preferred method of detection. And so you're not allowed to use any other device. There's only one preferred method of detection. So it's kind of like what I was saying earlier about when you see on these podcasts and these people try to sit there when we've been saying, hey, you fuckers coming over here, why are we changing like the ATM machines to Spanish and Spanish commercials for Lowe's and Home Depot and shit that I got to listen to in the middle of fucking Georgia? I'm so used to listening to redneck that, you know, can't hardly speak English now. I gotta listen to fucking Spanish too. I mean, I get it when I lived in Miami, but come on, man. I mean, I guess, you know, God does work in mysterious ways. So I guess my dad moved me down to Miami when I was a kid so that I would learn Spanish and without even realizing it, and would have been able to come back. But you know what? My mom didn't speak English. She spoke German. She learned English when I went to school. And so she definitely didn't know anything about Spanish. So it was kind of hard to learn 3 languages at one time, which I only really ended up learning English. It was funny. I was in Walmart the other day. My wife needed a $10 bill to pay some kids for some feeding the horse the other day, and I was like, well, I'll just go to Walmart, and when I swipe the card, I'll say, give me a 20 back, and it did, and I was like, damn, you know, I only give her a 20, I'll give her a 10. So I'm like, oh, I'll go over here to the money thing, and you know, most likely they'll have some issue. We can't open the drawer to break a bill, but you know, I gotta ask. If you don't ask, you don't know. So I'm standing there, I'm like, God damn, what's taking so long? There's this Mexican sitting in front of me. She got some little girl inside the cart. She's on her phone frantically. Finally come to find out, the black girl behind the counter doesn't speak Spanish. None of us speak Spanish. It's Middlesbrough, fucking Georgia. Hey, does anybody know Spanish? You know, it's like,
I know you envy what Jesse has.
so the preferred language of the United States is English.
Yes.
No, it's not in the Constitution. No, there's no law. What there is a preferred language. And then something a lot of you guys don't know, some of these big, giant companies, they don't have the first American in that building. And I'm not going to name names because I almost got in trouble last time I did it. That's how fucking relentless, ruthless they are.
Actually, similar to your whole thing about the preferred language, my church, I grew up as a kid. Most of the songs preferred language was actually Hungarian. And then over time, it was all English, and then what used to be the Hungarian then became Italian. I was like, no, there's not more Italians than Hungarians here in this local community. It's just the preacher changed it.
You shall pay for this.
Real quickly, when I was telling you about the difference between R10, they stick polyester film on your window. When they dump the sand into the hopper at 2,300 degrees to melt the sand, they take these horse pellets that are dye pellets, and X amount of pellets for X amount of sand, and then it comes out of the machine colored glass, like church stained glass. That's all it is. And you're like, well, why did it take 8 years to find out how many horse pellets? Well, it was actually kind of wild. I graduated in '86, so only 4 years later did this whole 9 yards. And
I was born.
The even fucking crazier part is, in this whole fucking planet, that PPG plant was 18 miles down the road from me, in my county, in Nick City.
I was 6 years old.
The couple of my friends that I graduated with, went to high school with, they got a job out there. They were telling me about it. And then over the 8 years, I had a few customers come in from there to get their windows tinted, and they told me about it. One of the neatest ones that one of the guys shared with me that I never even considered. Yes, the smoke for all the manufacturers was definitely something that PPG kind of got in bed with. Oh yeah, we'll need all this money to do it. But really, PPG had other ulterior motives as well. You ever remember looking at pictures of Southeast Asia, and if you look at their glass, it's not clear. It's always like this weird turquoise color. Well, back in the 90s, China was starting to be a thing. And they were building strip malls and all that kind of stuff. And so PPG wanted to be able to go, oh, you need a 400-foot long run of glass. Well, no problem. And they would have the know-how to make every single pane the same color all the way down, so it wouldn't be like all those flippity-floppy colors as it went down. They could mix the dyes, cook it all up, and then bam, 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 produce all these, 4 foot by 10 foot sheets. And kind of neat. The crazier thing though, I need to go look it up. What happened
Finally.
to PPG?
Now
Did Sync
for a
go
little
buy them
peace
out?
and quiet.
I mean, there's still PPG paint. PPG was paint, but they were one of the largest glass companies too. I mean, God, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, part of the early 2000s, every car had PPG glass in it. Unless you were a Mercedes, you might have Saint-Gobain glass because that's German. But I haven't seen PPG glass in a long time. I see LOF, Saint-Gobain, Guardian. But now the crazy fuck thing is, have you guys gone and priced a gallon of paint lately?
Yes.
Let me back up and say not just anything, not like car paint, boat paint, or anything. Like just to fucking paint your house.
Yes.
Like the inside, yeah. Oh, has that skyrocketed too?
Well, I remember when it was like, well, here's your $7.99 Valspar, and here's some $35.99 Sherwin-Williams. But now that Sherwin-Williams is like $98, and they've got some PPG over here for $225.
It's very expensive. Is anyone really good with has lots of experience painting walls in their home? Anybody?
A little bit.
Little bit. Basically, I moved into this place and there's some stains that I want to get off the walls. But how do you get the stains off the walls without like? Because I don't want to just paint over it, right? Because I heard that like stains can like bleed.
I used
through.
one of those Mr. Clean Magic erasers. They work great.
Oh, really? Just for stains on walls, and it won't.
I've used them to take stains out of cloth.
Oh, I'm talking about like.
No, like yeah, use them on the walls and stuff. But like they're so good, I've used them actually to take stains out of shoes and cloth, like clothing.
Oh, okay. And it doesn't take the paint with you?
No.
Really? Alright, just the regular magic erasers, eh?
Yeah, there's two kinds. There's a kitchen and bath, and then there's like a heavy duty. I would suggest getting one of each type because like the lighter duty will break apart depending on what you're scrubbing. So if that starts to happen, you switch to the heavier duty.
I'll try it then. I just want this to end, this Delta Quadrant fiasco. I want it to end. Let it end. Go away, bugs. Go away.
Hey?
The squashy bugs. I know where they are.
Hello. I'll remember that to never argue with left-handed people.
I'm almost done with the Delta story arc, but it's horrible. I must defeat Gaul. I'm defeating Gaul as we speak. He runs away, and I don't defeat him in the first episode.
I mean, a good bone saw will definitely take off his feet.
Okay. I have a flaming torch from hell. No, my headset dying. That is dead.
Alright, sorry about that. Took a little longer than I had to do some extra stuff, so.
No problem.
What'd I miss?
Just the end of the conversation that Sod was going on about.
Amia started his hour-long thing before he does hose.
No, I decided no farming tonight.
What? You're already on hose? But just you?
I have to look at my Dr. Sabak funny at least once every night.
Nobody's hoeing with you?
Not yet, I just logged on.
Oh. Yeah, I just kind of, assume, like you said yesterday, it takes you about an hour, a little bit longer, a little more, whatever, or a little bit less, whatever, on the farming. But who's going to be hoeing with Amia?
But in Stowe?
It's a game that I'm sure you'll come back to eventually.
No, that'd be DC. Or the Stowe Family category now, too. I mean, he does it once a day at least to get the event, right, Tamara?
I missed the last couple of days.
That's okay, it's still going on.
DC Online seems to be the game that gets currently the most views out of all my other content so far. I don't know, I guess maybe it's because I actually have a reason to talk in this, because we're all playing the same game. I don't know, Stowe gets some views, but for some reason DC Online gets more views.
That's just because there are more bullshitters in DC, bullshitters and trollers in DC than there are in any other game. And that's saying something.
Diablo's getting some views too. But, I don't know.
Well, it's like Albie didn't jump in and say, yeah, I'll hoe with you. Treadwell's like, chirp, chirp,
I think his headset died.
Sod probably stepped out for a smoke.
Yeah.
Curious why the cat's involved? For Gotham, of course.
So many crooks on the loose. It's like a Gotham City job fair. Wah, 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 wah.
I know Chimera has a thing on that.
I'm in. I'm assuming people need to do the crystalline editing universal.
I actually did all that stuff a little earlier.
Was that you, Amia?
Yep.
You had to do the crystalline editing?
Yeah. Let's give the other slowpokes a minute.
Yeah, we definitely know Treadwell's gonna want to do it because he doesn't do it unless, you know, especially since if you're not on.
Let's see if we can
He's in. He's on Stowe. Just not.
I think if his headset's died, he's probably trying to get it recharged or get another headset or something.
Alright, change out something, be right back. Let's see, he's not back yet.
Yeah, I guess I'm a queue list.
Don't queue for crystalline because you know he's gonna come on and want to do it.
Alright, random then.
Random hose.
pattern that Jelly has.
Just got a text from Harley. It read, something something, aliens, bad.
Listen up.
Think you
We
can
need to
translate
get
that
out
and lend a
there
hand?
and round up Hellspores before Darkseid's goons can deploy them. Time to get to work.
Jelly decided he didn't want to play.
You look like you're ready to break stuff. And evil aliens, am I right?
My wife
Of course
Arda
I
is
am.
out
Let's
there
get to
fighting for
work.
the citizens of Gotham. She'd never admit it, but she could use your help.
My husband is a great judge of talent and skill in battle. The enemy awaits. To arms!
We've got our work cut out for us if we're going to save Gotham from these maniacs.
I'm glad you're here. Time to make life difficult for Darkseid's troops.
Back?
Well, I'm using my phone for now while my headset charges. Oh!
Something
Okay.
born
That's a
in
good
a
idea.
nuclear reactor won't be easy to beat, especially alone. It'll take a team to put Brimstone out of commission.
What is everyone doing?
Finishing up the daily stuff in, what was it, Apocalyptic Gotham?
Hope you're ready for a fight, go there once
We
daily
need to
get
take
the
down
thing
one of
done.
Darkseid's best. Steppenwolf. Let's do this.
Yes. Are you guys writing anything?
Yeah, we'll get you in the next one. Crystalline, right?
Oh, I already did it, but yeah, I can do it again.
We waited just for you.
Oh, I already did it. Well, thank you.
Ow! Back off, whelp! You can't beat me. I'll finish you. You're getting on my nerves. Yeah. I will cut you down, worm. Your tactics are flawed. I'll finish you. Go ahead. Keep trying.
But I only have 2 missions left in the Delta Arc.
Oh, he wants the Delta Arc now, not helping.
Your tactics are flawed. Yeah.
Just 2 missions left.
Bleed for apocalypse.
There used to be a lot more garbage shit too.
Ow! Such
It is kind of funny that they made that whole sector over there and could do something there and then they're gonna go back.
You're getting on my nerves.
I mean, I guess we go to what is the planet there?
Back off! Well,
when
you
they
have
first
no
announced
chance
it, I
against
thought,
the
oh, yeah,
general
this
of
is great.
apocalypse.
Level 54, all the rest of it.
Your tactics are flawed.
You want to say GeForce, but it's not GeForce.
Only if you want to.
You're getting on my for the glory of apocalypse.
Where?
You're talking about dance thing, yeah. You're looking Madonna or something.
No, she's not allowed to dance.
Ow! Back off, whelp! Darkseid has chosen me to destroy you. I'll finish you! Your tactics are flawed. My armies will crush this world. Back off, whelp. Give no quarter. I can endure far more. This is the wrath of a god.
Oh no.
You're getting on my nerves. You can't beat me.
Excellent work. I think Steppenwolf will think twice before he squares up to you again.
Oh my god.
I'll hop over to Stowe as soon as we finish this boss.
Or whatever that thing's called.
Yeah, looks like the fuel cost is pretty high though. Engine's always
I need to get one of those Stargate crystal things with others. I used to know they were called like off the top of my head, but I forgot.
ZPM? CPM?
Yeah, like Atlantis used like 3 or something.
Yeah. Well, if you're Canadian, it's ZPM.
Right.
Gotta get McCann then.
Oh, well. We're not Canadian, so.
At least we know where the A and the K is.
I feel no pain. That will not stop me! Dark side is... Kneel before dark side! Hear that, Bill? Before dark side.
More dancing! More dancing! Dancing does not stop the place.
I feel no pain. Dark side is. That will not stop me. Kneel before dark side. That will not stop me.
The press got wind of the killings and ran with it. They're calling the perp the exobyte killer now. Wonderful. Even an alien invasion can't stop a new supervillain from raising hell in Gotham.
I'm here now. I brought people. Is this the one with the
Exactly.
How to bind keyboard keys to your gamepad buttons?
Yeah.
The answer lies within a nifty tool called XPad One, available from the Microsoft Store. With this clever piece of software, you can not only bind your keyboard keys to gamepad buttons, but also control your mouse with the analog sticks. To kick things off, you'll need to create a game profile. This may sound technical, but it's as easy as pressing two buttons at the same time. Within any game, press the guide button and the start menu button simultaneously. Voila! You've just created a game profile. Now, the real magic begins. It's time to bind a keyboard key. The process is straightforward. Press and hold the guide button for 2.5 seconds. Don't worry about timing it perfectly because you'll hear a prompt. Next, press the desired keyboard key you want to bind to the selected gamepad button. And that's it. You've successfully bound a keyboard key to a gamepad button. If during the key binding you change your mind, after you have selected a gamepad button, you can press a different gamepad button and bind to the newly chosen button instead. At any time during the key bind process, you can cancel the key binding by simply pressing the selected gamepad button a second time, or press it twice if you have only started the binding process and have not selected a button yet. But remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use XPad One, the more intuitive it becomes. This software is designed to be easy to use, but also powerful, giving you the ability to customize your gaming experience to suit your playstyle. So, why not give XPad One a whirl? It's a game changer, quite literally. Whether you're a seasoned gamer looking to switch things up, or a newbie trying to find your footing, this tool can make a world of difference. Bind your keyboard keys to your gamepad buttons, control your mouse with the analog sticks, and take your gaming to the next level. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Dive in, experiment, and see what XPad One can do for you. After all, the only limit is your imagination. Happy gaming.
I don't know. I'm over here killing these and hoping that that's gonna cause her to spawn.
Unless she's dead.
Okay. Looks like she was.
There's a big gas cloud when she dies.